The islands of the United Kingdom cover an area of nearly 250,000 square kilometres and have the 12th longest coastline in the world. There is a wide variety of environments and habitats across the UK. This variety means the islands are home to thousands of different species of plants and animals. But some of this wildlife is under attack from human activity and from the introduction of non-native plants and animals. Experts have found that since the 1970s, the UK has lost more than 16% of its animal species, and more species are coming under threat of extinction all the time. Nearly 57% of the land of the UK is used for farming. Just under 6% is built on, with hundreds of villages, towns, cities and roads. And around 2.5% of the land is used for the gardens and parks in these urban areas. This leaves only 35% of the land natural. And this figure is getting smaller every year. It is this loss of natural habitat that threatens some native British wildlife. In the 1950s, there were an estimated 36 million hedgehogs in the UK. Today, it is believed that there are fewer than 1 million hedgehogs left. With their natural habitat being destroyed, hedgehogs can no longer move around safely to find enough food to eat. Thousands of hedgehogs are killed or injured on British roads every year. A few of the lucky ones might end up in a wildlife hospital, like this one, Tiggywinkles. Here, they care for all the sick wild animals that people bring them. They nurse the hedgehogs back to health and then release them into the wild again. But people will have to do more than just look after the sick hedgehogs to prevent them disappearing completely in the future. For other British native species, it's the introduction of new animals or plants into the UK that has made their lives difficult. The most famous example of this is the battle for survival of the native red squirrel against the grey squirrel, which was introduced from North America in the 1870s. Across most parts of the UK, red squirrels are extremely rare in the wild. However, grey squirrels are extremely common. You might be able to spot a red squirrel in certain places, like parts of the Lake District. But most people have to come somewhere like the British Wildlife Centre to see one of these beautiful creatures. Grey squirrels are larger and stronger than red squirrels. They eat all the available food and carry a disease that can kill the red squirrels. The population of red squirrels has fallen to around 120,000 in recent years. At the Wildlife Centre, the red squirrels have to live in a special enclosure that protects them from the local grey squirrels. Here they have plenty of food and are safe from infection. Some young squirrels can then be released into the wild to help build up their numbers. The incredible success of an introduced species can be problematic for plant life too. There are thousands of native British plants. In spring and summer, you can see hundreds of different wildflowers growing wild in the countryside and in the cities. But the British also love gardening, and sometimes a new exotic species that looks pretty in a garden can cause terrible problems when it starts spreading in the wild. Plants like Himalayan balsam and Japanese knotweed, as their names suggest, are not native to the UK. They were both introduced to British gardens from Asia in the 19th century. Because they come from so far away, there are no native animals or insects in the UK that eat these plants. This means that the introduced plants just grow and grow until they kill all the native species which compete with them. Today, British wildlife is increasingly under attack from human activity and non-native species. So it is more important than ever to protect all the amazing plants and animals of this beautiful country.